Yes, a lot of work has gone into this new edition of the index over the last 2 years. I'm thinking mainly in three areas. In the first area, there have been a lot of changes around us since we launched this index about 14 years ago or something. There have been changes in society around us, etc. And the index has to evolve to really represent these areas. So environment now, for example, is a big issue, and we need to talk about environment in the index. The issue of inequality, sustainability, and digital rights, which increasingly became an issue now. We need to include these new areas in the index. Another area also, the more and more data became available. I mean, when we started some time ago, there is great paucity in data. Data was not that much available. Increasingly, situation is improving, and we have been campaigning all the time to improve the quality of data. And so it became possible now because we have more data to produce clusters. We have these indicators, and in the past, an indicator would have come probably from one source only. Now we can have more sources to be clustered into one indicator. This is a more accurate statistically, because we avoid the bias of using data from only one source. So there is some improvement there. The third area, which I think we introduced now or focusing on, is the citizen voice. We need to give more space to the citizen voice, and so we tried here to produce a separate section to really try and understand how people perceive their own governance. This work is going on. We cover now about 36 or 37 countries. We hope to increase that number with time. But it's important also to have a space for the voice of civil society and our citizens. Right, the number of finders here. I mean, over the 10 years, there have been some improvement on governance. At least 60% of the people now live in a better governed countries than 10 years ago. But having said that, in the last 5 years, there have been stagnation and actual deterioration. In the last 2 or 3 years, we have seen deterioration. So governance is going down, no question about that. And it is sad and it is really unfortunate, and something we need to pay attention to. We see deterioration in two areas. One is the rule of law and safety of our people, and the second area in the participation, human rights of the citizens. There is improvement in the economic front and in the human development area, but greater deterioration in the other two areas which I just mentioned. This is unbalanced, and we need to pay attention to that. COVID-19, really we did not capture in this index the effect of COVID-19 because the data, of course, is not available. The data we're presenting today is that of 2019, not 2020. So we don't have that data captured. But it's not difficult to see what we should expect when we get the data for 2020. We're going to see severe economic decline. The hit to African economies is huge, and the first time probably in 25 years we see a real decline and rollback of the progress which African countries achieved in the economic front. This is one area where Africa has been consistently moving forward. And suddenly we can see this reverse now, unfortunately. Probably the outcome of the COVID pandemic in Africa will be more in the economic area than in the health area. I say that while we are watching the second wave. We're not sure yet what the second wave be like, but if it is as benign as the first wave, then I think we will get away with probably a reasonable health outcome there. But the damage economically has been done. Right. I don't like giving advice in generally, but if I have to, I would say let us not waste a good crisis. Let us see what we can, how we can move from here. And I think clearly Plan A doesn't work. We need to think of Plan B. In Plan B, we need to recover into a better economic model. We should stop depending on just one natural resource product which we just sell to the Chinese or whoever. And that model doesn't work. It doesn't serve our employment needs, it doesn't serve the economy, and is very really prone to break down once we have a crisis like what we had this year. So we need to recover into a more resilient economy. We need to pay attention to inequality, and we need to recover green as well. And one area actually I'm also concerned about is power in Africa, how we provide power in Africa. This is an opportunity now for us to really recover into a green economy, and there's no doubt the cost of green power, especially solar power in Africa now, has come down so severely, so seriously really, that it is cheaper now. And we need to see more of these distributed networks. The concept of major energy grids with big power lines across the continent, I think, is not the right vision. What we need now is more distributed. This is exactly like cellular radio, like mobile radio in Africa. We distributed the capacity where the people are. And that's more efficient than trying to serve from the center with big power stations and based just on coal-fired, coal-fired stations. So we need to recover green. We need to recover into a more sustainable economy, and really with diverse source of income. We need also to trade with each other. When there's a great big lockdown around us, we need to be able to work. That needs infrastructure between African countries. All our roads lead to the sea. We need to build roads lead to our neighbors. That is important. That's also important for food security, which became a major issue during the pandemic. How are we going to secure food for our people? So we need more self-resilience, self-reliance. We need to be really more dependent on ourselves. So these are sort of things I really hope our leaders pay attention to. And I will always hope. We'll see.